Well, the spotlight was focused on President Trump's impeachment trial last month. His administration worked to expand the number of countries in its travel ban. In January, the president added 6 more countries to that list. Nigeria is one of the new additions. It's Africa's most populous nation. Myanmar is also included. It's a country where the Muslim minority is fleeing genocide. Immigrant visas will be heavily restricted for these 6 countries. The Trump administration has already banned travel from 7 other countries. Those include Syria, Iran, North Korea, and Venezuela. The expanded ban goes into effect on Saturday. Joining me now is Zolan Kanno-Youngs. He covers Homeland Security and immigration for the New York Times. Zolan, thanks very much for being with us. Why is the Trump administration adding these 6 countries to the travel ban list?
Well, so administration officials, when they announced this expansion, said that it had to do with national security. They point to, for some of the nations, outdated passport systems, for others, the threat of terrorism within the nations. But it is, when you look at the policy, you do. Critics of the administration would look also at previous statements of the president as well as his aides when it comes to restricting not just illegal immigration, but also legal immigration to the United States. This policy fits right into that. The administration says that it's going to impact about 12,000, if not more, visas. Advocates and immigration groups say that it will impact many more people than that who may not even apply for visas as a result of this policy.
Well, who are the architects behind this plan?
So some of the Homeland Security officials, as well as the leaders of the State Department, were the ones to announce it. Ken Cuccinelli, Deputy Secretary for Homeland Security, has publicly defended it. But whenever you look at the immigration policies of this administration, you really not only have to look at the president, but also Stephen Miller, the White House advisor behind him that has been with him since his campaign and has really orchestrated many of these policies. All of those officials, each of those officials, has been at the forefront of this.
And how many people does it affect? What does this ban actually mean for people traveling to and from these countries?
Right. So the administration again said that this would impact more than 12,000 visas, but advocates as well as immigration groups dispute that. They say it's going to impact many more people because you have to think about the people that may not even attempt to apply as a result of this. You also have to remember, we are talking about immigration visas, not non-immigration visas. And what that means is people intending to move to the United States and live in the country. So that could mean a relative of a United States citizen who is looking to reunite with their family in the United States and will no longer be able to. That has also been a subject of criticism for critics of this policy. Many have looked at the fact that it only applies to immigrant visas for most of the countries and said, well, wait a minute, immigrant visas, visas for those looking to move to the country, those actually face more vetting than visitor visas, non-immigrant visas, which calls to question the justification that this really is about national security.
So the initial travel ban, as you know, raised legal challenges because of accusations it specifically targeted Muslims. The Supreme Court ruled it was legal, but given all 6 of these new countries have substantial Muslim populations, can we expect similar legal challenges?
We have heard from some legal groups who have been highly critical of this expansion at this time, been very public and voiced that criticism. To my knowledge, there has not been anything actually filed yet, and it's difficult to say whether or not anything's going to happen until it's actually filed in court. But as you said, for the previous version of this ban, of these restrictions, the court did allow the administration to put that into effect. This expansion is going to go into effect on February 22nd, which is in the coming days.
Yeah, major shifts going on here, even as we cover all this other news out of Washington. Zolan Kanno-Youngs for us. Zolan, thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thanks for having me.